So we'll go to the next one. So again, awareness. Know your strengths and weaknesses. Regulate your thoughts and actions. Understand the effect that you have on others. When a kid comes to you and says, man, my teacher just makes me mad. My parents make me mad. What are they really saying? What does that mean? Are they really mad? Are they frustrated? Do they feel not heard? We got to help kind of dive and pull those emotions out. But you got to understand yourself when you say those things too. Next one. Understanding others. So we're putting these two together. Here's the fun part. This was the build-up. Now we can get into the fun part. We'll go to the next slide. So I believe in taking personality tests. There's a lot of them out there, right? You can take the DISC test is one of them. Well, this is one I stumbled upon years ago. It's called the Enneagram. Raise your hand if you've heard of this personality test. Great. And the rest of you guys, pay attention. Take some notes. We're going to dive into the 9 different personality types. As I read through these and explain them to you, a couple of these you're going to be like, hey, I think that's me. Or hey, I think it's the person next to me. Or hey, I got a team member that's like that. Or my wife or my kids. What I love about the Enneagram, it doesn't box people into like a category, like this is who you are. It kind of just gives you more or less like a 20% better picture of who they are. So let's dive into it, guys. Number 1. Before we get to number 1, never mind. Hold on, real quick. So as we dive into this, there are 3 different types of people, according to this study. You have social people, relationship people, and independent people. There are a lot of social people here at this seminar this weekend. Social people love being around people. They get energy from being around people. They have lots of friends. They don't like being by themselves. They like companionship in that way with a lot of people. Relationship people are different. I have a son who's a relationship person. They find a partner and they're with them for life, and it's them against the world. And they don't necessarily love being social, but they love each other. And it's like you'll never see them apart. You know what I mean? And then you have the independent person. The independent one, they get energy by being alone. That's me. Right? I'm just like, so being in crowds and being around people, my social battery drains like within 45 minutes. It's just, but you got to understand this about yourself and your team as well. So ask yourself this question: am I independent? Am I relationship? Or am I social? Important to know. Okay, now we go to number 1. Okay, number 1 personality type is called the perfectionist. This is the rule follower. The perfectionist loves order. They like to know exactly what needs to be done, and they want it done the right way. They hold themselves to a high standard. And so they hold themselves to a high standard. Is this you? He's thinking it is. It might be. Okay. But because they hold themselves to a high standard, they hold everyone else to a high standard as well. Their strengths are they're very detail-oriented. I'm going to need that slide. Yeah, disciplined. They have high standards. But with each one of these personality types comes some challenges as well. So the challenge for the perfectionist is they're judgmental and they can be frustrated by mistakes. Okay? So note that down. As we go through each 9, I want you guys to figure out which one you think you are. Number 2. Number 2 is the caregiver. We call these people the people pleasers. They love helping people. They love people and they want to give back and they pour their heart into people. These are the nurses. These are the kind of people you want at your front desk. Oh, let me help you with that. Let me tie the belt. Let me get this. Let me call. These are the people that just pour themselves into others. And that's a superpower. But, like with any personality, there comes some challenges. They can be very sensitive to criticism. And they don't like confrontation. Why? Because they want people to love them. Their need behind helping people is they want affirmation. They want that love and they want people to appreciate what they do. So you ever find that person who does something for everybody? They plan this whole thing and then they get mad because no one told them thank you? That might be number 2. Okay? Let's go to number 3. The performer. This is one of my favorites. The performer. We call this person the hustler. They are motivated by a need to succeed. They love to appear successful. They avoid failure at all costs. The performer will even cut corners in order to succeed. They will make it happen. Ready, fire, aim. That's the performer. I'll figure it out. I got an idea. I got 75% of it figured out. Let's just go. I'll figure it out on the way. This can drive some people nuts. I'm a 3. I've determined. My wife, as you'll see later on, is not a 3. I'll go over her number a little later on. We have this kind of thing happening sometimes, but it's a good balance. Most 3s, a lot of 3s end up being entrepreneurs or at least bosses. Okay, and there's another number in here that you'll find also becomes the boss. So the challenge, they tend to be workaholics. They hate failing and they'll cut corners. And sometimes, and this is something I've actually worked on as I've gotten older, they can kind of put on a mask, you know what I mean? Like they can kind of be different people in different situations depending on what they think is required. And that's one thing that can be a drawback. All right, so that's number 3. Let's go to number 4. Number 4, I have a touch of this in me as well. This is called the individualist or the artist. They have a need to be special and unique. These are the people who tend to be the musicians, the philosophers, the artists, even martial artists. They're very creative. They're very passionate. They're deep thinkers. They love to connect with people. They hate surface level conversation. One of my top instructors, Faith, who may be watching this one day. What's up, Faith? She's a 4. If I come into the office and I'm like, hey, Faith, let's get busy. Okay, tell me the numbers. Let's go. And I'm just kind of like glazing over her needs and I don't connect with her emotionally, she starts to kind of tank. With Faith, I have to sit down. Hey, how are things going? Hey, have a seat. Let's talk about life. What's happening? She loves that. She craves it. She needs it. Me, I don't need that. Let's get to business. So they tend to be a little bit envious, and they can be sensitive, and they're controlled by their emotions. Anybody know a 4? Anybody think they know a 4? Great, nobody. Cool. All right. Chances are you might be the 4 if you don't think. All right, number 5. This is called the investigator. These are the quiet geniuses. They have a compulsive need to gather knowledge and feel special. They tend to one-up a little bit. You know, they know a lot. They're smart, and they can tell you a lot of things, but they tend to like to tell you that they know a lot of things. Great to have on the team, though, because they're logical, they're great strategists, and they're very independent. But they're not social. You could put them in an office, you could put them in a closet with a computer, and they'll do fine by themselves. They're kind of introverted, and they don't really like emotional conversations. If you get with a 5, trying to get them to open up and share their emotions, good luck. I have the hardest time communicating with 5s. It's just, when I meet one, I have a hard time communicating with them. But I got to know how to do it.